thoughts on insuring a game collection. Met Ian on Saturday. What a nice guy. He suggested I submit this. Well, okay, then I basically have to talk about it. All right. There is collectible insurance out there, specifically for collectibles. Go Google it. I'm not going to push a certain company because I don't know how. I'm not sure how ones are more reputable than others. I have no idea. I just don't. But do your own research. Now, there's collectibles could encompass stamps, comics, baseball cards, hell, Beanie Babies, toys, video games. It's anything. There's not, from what I know, there's not a specific collectibles insurance that focuses on just like video games, just comics. It focuses on everything. The one I had experience with at Comic-Con operated like this. You had to submit to them a list of all your games and the value, which I guess would be the same for comic books and the value. You submit the list to them, and then they'll come back with, what's your premium or the amount you pay every year, and what's your deductible. So premium is just the cost of insurance. You have car insurance, you have a premium, whatever. You pay $500 a year, $1,000 a year. Your deductible is how much you have to pay out of pocket before coverage kicks in. So when it comes to cars, if you get into a car accident and your deductible is $1,000 and you have $2,000 of damage, you're going to pay $1,000 and then it kicks in. So basically get $1,000 from that. If you have a $5,000 deductible in health insurance, you have $10,000 in cost. You got to pay the first $5,000. You then get $10,000. So it's basically a $5,000 to you at the end, out of all that, and $5,000 out of your pocket. So that's how deductibles work. So you obviously want to get a lower deductible, then your coverage might not be as good. Blah blah blah. Deductibles and premiums vary based upon things about like the value of your collection. Your history, if you have any safeguards, do you have any stuff in a bank vault? If you own a car, what's your driving record? Things like that. Where do you live? The value of your home, how much money you make. There's a lot of factors that they spit into a calculator and get spit out. That's basically what happens. So you don't have to go out and get specific collectibles insurance if you don't want to, because if you own a home, own a condo, you have what's called homeowners insurance, which will cover damages to your place or anything inside of it. But now the value of that depends upon your policy. So if I own a $25,000, say my homeowners insurance has $25,000 for personal items. That'll include everything from computer, TV, couch, or my video games. That's a personal item. So if the whole place goes up in flames, I can get $25,000 maximum back for all of that. But obviously, if my game collection is worth $100,000, then I'm at a loss. So you can get a rider or extra, sort of asset insurance for your collectibles or your personal items. You can easily do that. Absolutely, you can do that. Just what will the cost be? And would a regular insurance company, like for homeowners insurance, like going to Progressive or going to Liberty Mutual, will they have the expertise of a separate collectibles insurance company? That's the question. Either way, you're going to have to really document what you have. What I do is recommend an Excel spreadsheet. Keep track of everything there. And then photograph your high-ticket items. Hell, take video. The good news with me is that everything's documented. My collection is documented online. Hell, I was on a cable TV show for two of my higher priced items. So that's documented what I own. So you got to be careful, though, too, with insurance, because there's replacement value and the actual item value, what you paid for it. You want to make sure that your insurance is your replacement value. Because if you bought a rare game for $10 and it's worth $1,000, insurance doesn't really help there if you're just going to get what you paid for it, not the replacement value. So be very careful of that when you're looking at your insurance. Be very careful of that. By the way, if you're a renter, there's also renter's insurance. If you rent like an apartment or rent a home, so that operates pretty much the same as homeowners insurance. So it doesn't matter. You'll have personal possession, personal belongings to be covered there too. So that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine there. So it's up to you. Shop around. Ask your insurance company what is needed to cover something like a video game collection. Ask if they're going to be required to have an itemized list of everything. In the very worst case, I'm guessing if you value your collection at like $250,000, they might have some adjuster come out and take a look at it and document it. Like they're going to have to. They're not going to just trust that you have a $500,000 collection and then a mysterious fire happens and then they owe you $500,000. You know, so they might have to have an adjuster come. Collectibles insurance, again, look into that separately. That might be a higher value. Again, if you're already paying homeowners insurance, you don't want to pay a separate one. It might be more costly, but if you have a lot of money into your collection, it might be worth it. Might be worth it to have that extra $400 premium that year, every year if you can afford it. It's up to you. Very, very worst case scenario, there's always that nice safety deposit box for your very, very, very high ticket items. Like I keep my NWC cards, not at my home, but in the bank. So I wish I could jam my M82 demo unit into that safety deposit box though. Wish I could do that. I guess you could also look into rental, storage places if they're fire controlled, but those have been known to get ripped off though too. So there's no correct answer, but I'm glad we had this conversation out there in video game collecting land, because it is an important one to have once your collection grows. Because if you put tens of thousands of dollars into your collection, or even if you have it and it's worth that much, you don't want to see it go up in flames without getting some money back for it.